Yo, what it do, beautiful people? It's your girl, Dabby L. Welcome or welcome back. I appreciate you being here, always and forever. For you to take time out your day to be here means the world. Thank you. We are going to talk about Pisces energy, okay? Pisces. And before you say Pisces, what does that have to do with me? I am going to forever preach this. We have all 12 zodiac signs in our chart, our birth chart. So yes, Pisces energy lives in you. So that Pisces person you don't like, and you're like, oh, Pisces, yeah, it lives in you. You have that energy. We all do. Society has created this thing where like, oh, you're this person, you're that person, that. No, we have leading energies a lot of time, but we still have all 12 signs that live within us. What we're learning is to work with each characteristic and understand how to apply it to our life. You get what I'm saying? So this is like a quick overview video of Pisces and how it lives within us and how to take advantage of the energy, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna bounce around. I am a very intuitive person when it comes to astrology. I guess you could call me an astrologer. Very intuitive, okay? I do not just go off of like, here's what people are saying. Of course, I've studied astrology for years. However, I'm very intuitive with it. And so I felt intuitively to get up and talk about each sign in this way. And so Pisces, you're up. Okay. Woo! This is a tricky one. I'm going to say that about a few of the signs because Pisces is about the subconscious mind, the inner world, right? And sometimes people can be like, subconscious, what exactly does that mean? And so I feel for you because there was a point where I didn't understand subconscious mind. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Subconscious. It's what's happening deep down. It's what's happening beneath the surface. So I'm talking to you right now, and throughout this video, you're going to have things that come up in your head and in your mind. Those are your inner thoughts, but then subconsciously, the way that your inner thoughts are framed has to do with what you've learned in your past, what you've learned in life, how life has transpired for you, how you grew up. That is what has built up within your mind, if that makes sense. It's the space that is held within you throughout the years, basically. It's like, right? Like, it's like a space that, okay. It's like a computer hardware drive or whatever. It can start off empty. So at birth, it's empty. But as time goes on, you're saving all of these memories, all of these things, all of these pictures, all of these videos, all this content, the documents, this, that, and the third. And so now where the drive used to be neutral, completely neutral, just open to life. And what are we going to have? The drive don't know who about to buy it. You know what I mean? I don't know what kind of person. Are you a dancer? Are you a football player? Are you a regular Joe Schmo that doesn't really have a hobby and does what they want every day? This hard drive is empty. It's like, what are we doing? Right? It may know the area that it's being sold in, the United States versus Africa. Like, okay, it has a vibe. Like, this is how Africa's like this. So there's an energy. So even when you're given birth, your soul understands, okay, this is the family I'm going into, but what's about to go down? You know, that's kind of the example. Then when you start to add pictures and all this stuff, it's like, hold up. I'm building constantly off of what life has to offer. And so I'm continuously adding things to this drive. And so now I'm not neutral anymore. I'm based off of like, well, my family is like this, so I see life this way. And well, the music I listen to tell me that all men cheat. So now that's what I think. Or the music I listen to empower me. So that's how I feel. Your subconscious mind is keeping track of what hits you in this lifetime typically, but sometimes subconscious is just picking up on stuff. Something's happening. I could be talking to y'all right now and something's happening downstairs and in my house and I'm subconsciously listening. And so now I subconsciously understand like, oh, I'm recording this video and there's noise and there's people talking. And so where does my mind go? Do I assume that people are talking bad about me or not? You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's so cool. Our subconscious mind is just like filled with so much, but it's based off of what this life has helped us to take in. And so Pisces, the reason why I say it's tricky is because there's really 2 to 3 parts that Pisces is broken up in my true intuitive opinion. It's this knowing. This true knowing, no matter what life has shown you, you know. So all men are cheaters, but hold up, my husband don't cheat. You know what I mean? There's just this knowing. You don't need proof. You don't need no one to tell you how, oh my God, my husband didn't cheat, so that's why I had to tell you. No. It's just this feeling, it's this knowing, it's this intuitive thing that is undeniable. That is just like a truth. that lives within you that no one has to prove. There's that. That's intuition. That's higher self. That's you connecting with you. It's just this quick answer. It's just like, I don't trust that situation. Not because I watched that scary movie, not because it's just a knowing. Then another thought will come in. It's like, well, why not trust that person? What's the big deal? Because they're this, that, and the third. Da, da, da. Now proof and life comes in and tells you, but there's this knowing, right? Then there's illusions, which is the fear coming in saying, oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like you walk from home every single day, but then one day, regardless of your knowing, telling you you're safe, you're just like, oh my God, what if this happens? What if this person kidnaps me? What if it's just these illusions. And it can be that dramatic, right? From a negative standpoint. Then the illusions can be like, I just met this person and oh my gosh, they're my husband and I'm in love with them and we're going to have kids and oh my God, do our babies look cute? Our babies are going to be so cute. It's like this illusion, this fairy tale that you've created, right? And then the third thing I would say is this escapism energy that Pisces has. And it's this thing where, how can I explain escapism? It's like you just live in your own world of like, I don't care to deal. I don't care to see it. I don't care. Okay, I know, but who cares? I just want to mute my emotions. I just want to mute what I know and just do whatever. So that's like drugs, that's drinking, that's I can't take, what's happening in my head. I need to escape. And that doesn't mean that that's bad. You can drink, you can do all that. Like I have social anxiety. I need to have a drink. That is you not wanting to be in your head, in your thoughts a lot of times. And a lot of times you just want to enjoy and have fun, so that's not something I'm really a stickler on, but it exists, right? And so I say those three things. So intuition, illusions, escapism are the three themes that I personally think of when I talk about Pisces. And so it's a tricky one because what box are you in? Which one are you in constantly? That's what Pisces is getting you to master in this lifetime. It's, okay, you met this person. Why are you calling them best friend already? Why? Is it a knowing? And so you're calm about it and you're trusting like this is a best friend. And so your knowing understands that with time, people show themselves. And so you're going to be open. But your illusions can say, oh my God, this is my best friend. I need to get close to them now. And I need to like hang out with them every single day. And I need to like, make it happen. And then escapism is just like, anyway, this is my best friend, whoever this is, like, let's just get drunk. Let me just trust them. Let me just go all in and see what happens, whatever the case may be. This sounds like dramatic examples, but they're examples. Long story short, Pisces is asking you for your truth. What is your truth? What do you actually believe in? How do you actually want to move? And it's from a peaceful place. Like even when I'm talking right now, it's like Pisces is just like, yo, let's vibe out. We don't need to take quick action. We don't need to be so uppity about everything. We don't need to be so chill about everything. It's just this calm, confident knowing. That's what Pisces wants you to tap into. It's this thing where spirituality exists. And for example, and your spiritual knowing doesn't need proof. It's the spiritual aspects that Pisces loves. It's this like, if, for example, your dream showed you doing certain things with someone, can you now wake up from the dream and be like, wow, that was dope. Let's see how it unfolds. Or do you have to make it happen? You know what I mean? Like Pisces is like, okay, where are you? Because just because you know something and you feel good about something and you feel through the feels and see what can happen, how much can you detach? How much can you trust that it's going to unfold exactly as it's meant to? That's so important with this energy. All of us have a tendency to want to make things fit, to want to see the best in certain situations, to want to put rose-colored glasses right in front of our eyes to be like, it couldn't be anything but this. And Pisces is like, and also, it could be many things. And so how do you stay sane? How do you stay aligned and connected to your truth in the midst of all of these things happening in your mind, in your brain, right? And so even for me, I would have a big group of friends and I understood exactly how I felt about everybody. However, I was still going out drinking. I was still going out, doing all these things, trusting my life with these people, when in reality, I understood there are situations here that aren't the best, or I'm not actually making the best decisions for myself and not really doing things that align with me. You know, even in college, actually, there was a girl that really liked this guy, and I understood how much she liked him. And even though they weren't together, I ended up meeting him through her or whatever. And they weren't necessarily a couple, but she really liked him. And my young and foolish self, after seeing him alone, like a couple weeks later or something like that, he ends up wanting to talk to me and wanting to get with me. And he was really attractive, like really attractive. And I had the illusion that, well, he really wants me and not a lot of men that look like him really want me. Why not give it a chance, even though I know that it could hurt the other girl? I was like, I told him, like, I even called him and was just like, look, like, we can't do this. It's gonna hurt her. He's like, no, we're not together. Why would that hurt her? Like, convincing me that I don't know my truth. And my truth is, I don't want to do that to that girl. Like, even though me and her are not close, I know how she feels about him. That's going to hurt her. But there was an illusion I had over my mind that said, you know what? He's giving you time right now. Why don't you just give him the time of day? Like, it's not a big deal. You guys are young. He's single. They're not together. And yeah, she likes him, but who cares? And that was hurtful. That wasn't okay. But my illusions at the time and me saying I'm so young and free gave myself the excuse of this is okay, when in reality, it wasn't okay. You know what I mean? And so I didn't stand on business, on my intuition saying, don't go that route. Instead, my illusion said, take a chance. Who cares? And then my escapism said, I'm going to escape from my truth, escape from anything that could possibly go wrong, because the fears and the illusions could be like, girl, you're going to get found out. You're going to get this. Instead, I'm going to drink and I'm going to let go and release all of my knowing and say, let's just take a chance. Let's just see. And I did that. And I regret it till this day. I should have never went there. And she ended up confronting me and I had to tell her the truth. And I was just like, whoa, I never want to do that again. And it was such a big lesson for me. And I think that's the stuff that a lot of Pisces energy go through. We know the type of people we don't want to entertain. We know the type of energies we don't care to have around us, but our illusions will make us feel like, well, why not? Like, just take the chance. Or even if we're meant to be around these people, it's like, just keep them at arm's length. Or you don't have to X out the situation, but you know what you know, stand on business. And so your subconscious mind is so important to take care of. If you're feeding your mind, like, for example, as a kid, I would listen to TLC's album, Crazy Sexy Cool album, I think. And it was all about, like, they have a song, So I Creep. Yeah, I just creeping on the down low. As a kid, I would listen to that album over and over and over again. When I was like, I don't know how old, honestly, but I had like mice in my house at the time. And so I would, instead of listening to the mice, I would play a CD, and my mom had CDs around. So I was like, let me just play the CD, and I would play it over and over. And subconsciously, I'm putting all of these thoughts about men and stuff in my head. And I didn't know as a kid. And so it's like, Pisces, like, be mindful of the type of things you're putting into your head, the type of content you're listening to. Even if you listen to something and you see something, because you can't like have blindfolds throughout life, but have a conversation with your subconscious mind. Like, for example, every night before I go to sleep, I release the day. I release what doesn't align with my subconscious mind. I'll say a prayer and I'm just like, I release anything that is out of alignment, anything that does not need to sit in my mind, that isn't a benefit to me. Right? Because we're going to take in the world. I could go outside right now and hear someone screaming and doing what they need to do. But it's just making sure you're so tapped in and aligned with yourself that you know how to reconnect, that you know how to speak to yourself and speak to your mindset. You're meditating. You're quieting your mind as best as possible while still listening to the thoughts in your mind, but dissecting the thoughts, not just making excuses for your thoughts, not just saying, oh, okay, that's what I think. But it's like, why do you think that, Daviel? Why would you think that that's the best thing to do? You know, challenge yourself, get clear about what you believe in, about the type of life that you want to live, because the truth is Pisces actually wants to get you closer to your dreams and get you far away from your illusions and your escapism. because your intuition knows how to get you to your dreams, your goals, what you want in life. And so it needs to teach you to get rid of those things. That's why they said like-minded individuals, when you surround yourself around certain people, they can help elevate you. It's not just because you're judging people so harshly, but it's because your mind starts to retain things. If you're around people that's like, yo, let's go drink and let's go do this, there's nothing wrong with them. But that's what you're putting in your head. Versus when someone's like, yo, let's go to the book club. You're now filling your mind with learning. And that's subconsciously a beautiful hit to your mind. That's like, oh, we like to learn. We like to actually fill our mind with positive things. You know what I mean? And doesn't mean drinking isn't positive. It just means whatever it does to you, do you like that? And if you do, align with that and know that you're going to keep attracting that. And so maybe you do attract someone that is a really tough drinker. Like my life, I can't wait to tell y'all about drinking. Oh my gosh, drinking. Wow. It really shook me up, and I needed that. I needed to see that side of me so that I can now to this day be here and say I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that stuff because I don't value it anymore. But there was a part of me in a time where I did, and it got to teach me so much about people, about myself, about how I see the world. I'm just excited for me to tell y'all about that later on. But either way, Pisces wants to get you so excited about the things that truly align. That's why even Pisces comes after Aquarius season. It goes Aquarius and Pisces. So Pisces is between February and March, mid-February and mid-March. That's where the energy is potent because the sun is in Pisces. And by the way, Pisces affects us all throughout the year. Every single day we're affected by that energy because our subconscious mind is constantly running. And so this energy is asking you to feed your mind what you actually want to see in your life. Okay, if you want to see more physical exercise and working out and doing well, and you're binge watching people eating, balance it out. Understand that, okay, this is cool, but maybe shift the content a little bit. Binge watch people eating salads, eating healthy things, trying healthy things. If you're not a vegetarian, I'm a vegetarian, but if you're not vegan or vegetarian, see people eating that way and see what's cool about it and what you don't like about it. Like, feed your mind with things that align. If you don't like to judge yourself too much, but you're watching content with boys popping balloons saying how good the girl looks, or girls popping balloons saying how ugly the guy looks, that's going to put in your mind that people are constantly judging you, right? But if you're teaching yourself, like it sounds cliche, but Pisces is like, okay, I'm going to show you the life that you've created for yourself, and you're going to choose whether it aligns or not and how much you want to change. But it starts with the mind. It doesn't start with outside world and taking action and rah, rah, rah. It starts with your mindset. Just like when we want to take action on something, it starts with believing that we can take action. It starts with believing that we can go the distance. That's why now Aries season is after Pisces season, because Aries season is all about action. So before that season comes, which is mid-March to mid-April, it's how much do you believe in yourself and that you can make it happen. And so start to fill your mind. So this upcoming Pisces season, because it's Aquarius season right now for me, but Pisces season, I am really focused on making sure I'm reading a lot, that I'm taking in content that aligns. And when I do have fun and take some content in, it's different. When you're doing it once in a while, fine, treat yourself. But it's, what are you taking in out of the 24 hours of your day? What do you see yourself aligning with? That is what your subconscious mind is taking in. Okay. Oh, this video didn't go exactly how I thought it would, but hey, this is all intuitive stuff. It's all about the mind with Pisces energy. And so when you meet Pisces and all that, you're meeting yourself, because you all have Pisces in you. But a Pisces sun, for example, that is someone that shows up in the world in a very dreamy way. And sometimes the dreamy can work for them, and sometimes it works against them because they want what they want and they want it to happen because this is how life is supposed to look and I see it, so why isn't it happening? But there's this intuition, this calm in you without escaping and being like, oh, I just need to get out of my head and I need to just go and do all this stuff that doesn't align with me. Instead, it's like, oh, there's a knowing, but there's a healing that needs to happen. For example, Pisces understands where you need to heal. What part of your mind is still replaying the wounds that happened to you as a child, and how are you repeating cycles over and over? Pisces is going to highlight that energy. Pisces is going to tell you, oh, this is where you keep making the same old decision, the same old mistake over and over, and you keep seeing yourself in this situation. What are you going to do about it? And so it's such an important energy to keep in mind. That is all about our subconscious mind. Okay. We all have Pisces energy in us. It's all about, do you believe in your knowing? And do you believe in yourself without running from your truth, without running from your why, your real, your authentic, honest truth? And sometimes that means and not sometimes, all the time, it means, what are you surrounding yourself with? What are you surrounding yourself around? The knowledge that you take in is so, so, so important. Spirituality, connecting. Fine, if you don't believe in certain things, but you believe in other things, whatever you do believe in, make sure it aligns. Make sure that it's giving you beautiful benefits instead of negative, like, people that are doing dark stuff and it's just like, I want this thing quick. Be careful, because now you're gonna get it quick, you might lose it quick. You get what I'm saying? Like, be very mindful of the action you're taking. Okay, that is what Pisces wants you to learn. It's preparing you to dive in and to take action. But before you take action, it has to start with the mind. So important. Okay, so that's a quick overview. There's, of course, so much more in Pisces. I mean, there's a lighthearted energy, like I said, with dreamy energy, like dreams coming true. There's also seeing things from a beautiful standpoint, seeing that you can manifest and that you can call in so much in your life. But imagine manifesting from a toxic standpoint. Like I used to manifest a friend group, and I got it. And I don't talk to none of those people anymore, because every single one of them ended up being out of alignment for me, and it didn't work out anymore, and so that, I don't regret that. It is what it is. But there are things we're manifesting. Where are we manifesting? Are we manifesting from a place of depletion, of sadness? Like, I need a man that's gonna do this and a woman that's gonna do this, that, and the third, because I can't deal with that no more. You're manifesting from a place of, I'm sick and tired, versus from a place of joy. Pisces is like, get into your joyful bag. Get into your excitement. For example, even me with college, don't accept that man because, oh, he finally is into you. No. See him being interested in you as a great sign. But you don't need to give him your time. Say hello to him when you see him, but say, no, thank you, that doesn't align with me. But still see it as, okay, period, I could pull that, that's dope, and move on. But don't let your illusions tell you, yeah, this can happen, and really give him that time of day and mess with him and all that. No, what is that going to do for you? You know what I mean? Being so real with yourself, while still, after getting real, being like, I can have this and I can make it happen. Like, I can actually visualize. Visualization is so important with Pisces energy. If you can't visualize it, it's telling you something, that there's something missing here, right? And visualization takes skill. It takes practice. Pisces wants you to practice your mindset. I know it sounds weird, but practice your mindset, how you exercise learning, how you exercise taking in information, how you go about seeing life is so important. Pisces is going to teach you throughout your life, like, hey, look, that mindset, here's where it's going to get you. Not seeing other perspectives, thinking you're the best and all this and all that, it's going to get you in a really tricky situation. And you're also manifesting through your mind. So you want this. All right, I'm going to give you more of this. And then you're going to be tired of this. And you don't like this, but I'm going to give you more of it because you keep calling it in. And you keep entertaining it. You know what I mean? Pisces doesn't play. Very, very potent energy, but it's so needed, so necessary. And so take a moment to align yourself and get clear. What am I giving my attention to and why? And be so confident in yourself. Pisces can have a sense of anger and frustration when things don't go well, but it's really just this knowing. You just know, and your anger is going to blind you from the truth, because your anger is going to make you act out and make you do things that may not align, when in reality, you can calmly say no thank you to something. You can calmly be like, that isn't going to work for me, but thanks anyway. You can calmly be around someone that you don't care for and be yourself and be you, but your illusions would be like, this person's after me, this person's a problem, this person's this. It's like, no, you just need to keep your distance and keep your boundaries. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many examples, of course, but that's what I have for you for today. But we're gonna get into it some more, I promise. Okay, but of course, like, comment, share, subscribe, support your girl if you'd like. If not, that is okay. I appreciate you being here either way. Okay, I'm excited to get into more of this. Okay, next up is Aries season, Aries energy, all of the above. Okay, so if you have I was gonna say if you have questions, so I guess, yeah, if anyone has questions, maybe there's someone on here that has questions. I just felt to say that, so I don't usually say that, but yeah, if you have questions, let me know. But I will see you on the next one. Stay tuned. Bye.